Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Definitely an interesting discussion today. All right, let me give Vivaldi a try right this second. All right. See, I have Vivaldi installed on this thing. Let me just try and go. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. See what I get. Okay. So it took a few seconds to get YouTube loaded over there. If I load up over here, let's do Chromium. Load up Chromium over here. Boom. 2 tabs. YouTube already done. About a third of the time. Running 2 separate tabs. That's the thing. Every single time I've tried to do anything on Vivaldi, it's just slow as molasses for me. And this is running bare metal on Arch. So I don't know, and I don't like the appearance of it either. It's just to me it's really hard to use, but that's just me. But yeah, I guess it's it's gonna be like my first point here. Yeah, web browsers are like politicians. You just got to find the best one that's for you and amongst the sea of insanity. That's my general take. So anyway, let's jump on into the comments before we get too far going here. Andrew, how's it going there? You have find another browser? Pfft. I don't know, man. I don't know if I'm changing my recommendations at this point. I just don't know. Keith Richardson, greetings, Room 2 Studio. Hello there, Keegan the Tennessean. How's it going there? Moonbase Alpha Grays, is that mothership flying on by? Code Ballion, how's it going there? Yeah. We do have 2 topics today. We are also going to be talking about library, the dumpster fire that is somewhat called the library. CFW, hello to you. Alexander, greetings. I'm not a fan of Brave either. Although Brave does work well. I just don't like the company behind it. They raised all their money telling a bunch of investors one thing and then tells all the public another thing in all their press releases. Don't forget they used to include session replay baked into their code. They eventually got rid of that, which is good. I don't trust Brave. I don't trust Brave. I don't trust my camera either. There's something about the lighting that's weird that causes my camera to keep on doing things. Maybe I should just shut off that overhead light. I don't know. But we'll keep going. Using SeaMonkey, Dolo. Yeah. Now we're back into like the Democratic nominations right now. They've got like 30,000 people and nobody knows anything about any of them. And that's just like the browsers. Like SeaMonkey. Who knows about SeaMonkey outside of a few people? Basilisk, all the other ones. I don't know. Vivaldi is faster than Firefox. I completely disagree. Let's see. Before, it's not a Vivaldi user back then. Expected has changed. Yeah, I don't know. This is Vivaldi bare metal on Arch. I run Firefox regular, I run Chromium regular, and I run Waterfox regular on that computer. The Vivaldi is way slower, over twice as slow as all the other ones. That's my personal preference. I'm not going to tell you not to use it. Overall, it's not a bad browser. I just never had a good user experience with it. Single tab Firefox is lighter if you're on many tabs. I don't know. I run Firefox with a lot of tabs. I don't have problems, but I don't know. Last time I ran Vivaldi like a month ago, it was like trying to watch YouTube video on a Power PC Mac. There you go. All right. See, we can unite under the kitty. I can see when the kitty came on. The kitty comments are coming up here. See, we all unite under the kitty. All right. Chrome is so trash, they just banned AdBlock. Really? Like, is it like AdBlock Plus or what did they actually block? AdBlock Plus is pretty shady these days, but Opera browser. Opera does not seem to push that affiliate code like they used to anymore. We just did testing on that. I was discussing that with somebody. We installed it and had a look at it. Opera seemed to do a pretty good job if you can trust it. Let's see. All browsers suck. Some just suck less. Yeah, there you go. Politicians. I told them about Rossman about that before going to Maine. Other news, System1 buys Arch Linux. What? No, I don't think that happened. Not yet, anyway. Although they might be looking at it. To slightly quote Obi-Wan, Waterfox, you were the chosen one. It was said you'd bring balance to the browsers, not leave it in darkness. You were my browser. I loved you. Alternate between Firefox and Brave. There you go. That's a good solution for you. I don't use Brave, but people recommend it. Like Vivaldi's look and sync function is great. I don't find it so slow, and I run 15 tabs all the time, so they're all slow, yeah. All ad block extensions? Really? Interesting. You know what they're not going to block? They're not going to block my custom host file on my local router here, so they're not going to stop me from blocking ads. How did the open source project get sold? If Pale Moon has good water, is Pale Moon. You know, I have not used Pale Moon, but I believe Pale Moon is based on like really old Firefox. Okay, that constant shifting of the light, I'm going to shut the overhead light off because it keeps on shifting the camera. Something about the lighting in here today that's messing with the camera colors, but we'll see if that's any better or not. All right, let's see. I use Brave for banking and such, Vivaldi for research, Firefox Harden for pretty good privacy, and Tor for more. Yeah. Robot Gamer installed Android 9 Resurrection Remix on the Galaxy S5. Extended battery case. It's better than my iPhone XS Max. Yep. It's true. I run Resurrection OS on one of my Lineage phone, or one of my Nexus phones. Firefox is excellent. Is getting better and better. Otherwise, with a combination of links, W3M and YouTube DL is more than enough. Yeah, I haven't trusted Opera for a long time. So, study. Hello. How's it going there? Good evening. It's afternoon for me, but if you're overseas, I guess it's good evening. Time for Chrome users to make a pie hole. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I think I'll try to do that soon. All right. Try to de-mainstream extension blocks all mainstream channels on YouTube from search. Oh, really? That's fun. I'll have to look into that. Let's see. A lot of websites break with Pale Moon. Yeah, that's the biggest challenge with web browsers. If you go with an older one, like I like the older, the older versions of Firefox better than the newer Quantum versions. But most old sites, they just won't work anymore with them, which is really frustrating. Lamer Linux, you did not miss anything. We are still in the introductions, but we're going to go ahead and jump on in. We got a bunch of folks on, and let's go ahead and get started. All right. Couple crazy topics today. Oh, wrong button. This button. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, we are going to talk today about the Waterfox sale to System1. Before we do that, I do have a science fiction book that is coming on down the pipeline. This is a science fiction novel exploring technology, society, and ethics. It is called Synaptergy, and we are about halfway through the beta read of the book right now. And so as we are going through the next couple of weeks here, you'll start seeing a little bit more information coming out about it. And eventually we might even have some fun bloopers, like what might be behind those bushes on the cover. Ooh, there's a secret hiding back there. You can go over here to synaptergy.com or tlm.li/s if you can't spell Synaptergy, and click on the updates button, and this will sign you up for the newsletter where I will keep you abreast as to when is the publication and where is the publication. We'll probably do a soft rollout on Amazon first, just because they're the fastest to get all of the QA done, and then we will roll it out to all of the other book distributors across the world after that. But I will let everybody know, especially if you follow along on that newsletter, or you can just follow along on the channel. So on to our main topic for today, is that Waterfox web browser has sold to System1. If that sounds familiar, that is the same company that caused such a ruckus a few months back when Startpage was announced as being sold to System1. And I've been monitoring the situation closely, and I want to say that if you want to see an interesting, more recent follow-up on all of this Startpage debacle, Techlore did an excellent interview with the CEO of Startpage, which was very good and eye-opening, and it's kind of putting me into a sense where I'm looking at this going, I'm looking at the various options for search engines. I switched several of my systems to DuckDuckGo. After using it for a few months, DuckDuckGo sucks. I just cannot find stuff very well on DuckDuckGo. I still use Startpage on some of the things, and they have since released the flow diagrams, a lot more details. The key questions that privacytools.io had, most of that information was released. We're going to do an update on the Startpage stuff at the end. But what we want to do is get into the Waterfox sale here first. So, of course, Waterfox is based on Firefox, and it's done with some basic, more hardening, a little bit more privacy stuff than Firefox has done by taking some of the things that are more controversial and just simply pulling the code out of it, because it is a free and open source operating system. And Waterfox remains a free and open source operating system under the sale. And so the challenge, like the Startpage issue, is that nobody knew anything about this until all of a sudden it happened. And then we realized, like for Startpage, the sale happened in January. Nobody knew about it until November, or was it October? I don't know, somewhere around there. That is the type of thing that's most concerning in all of this. And the Alex Contos, who is in charge of Waterfox, looked at this and asks this question: is this the best thing for the project to do? Now, he did eventually release his blog post late last night. In fact, the first time I looked at this article after my news, this update and this post had not yet been posted. It was posted yesterday as I was preparing my show notes. So we're going to go ahead and read through the statement from Waterfox, at least through some of it. So Waterfox has funding and development team so it can finally start to grow. So there's the beginning in the background. He kind of talks about when he created it, how he created it. He was in high school, moved off to college, wanted to make Waterfox his career. He wanted to focus on the fact that Firefox was so open source and had a lot of good documentation. Ethics and privacy. I've touted Waterfox as an ethical and privacy-friendly browser, two things I strongly believe in. People should be free to do what they like to do within their browser. Ethics being more of a moral stance, privacy focused on simple changes such as removing telemetry and data collection to try to reduce phone home without disrupting important cogs in the browser. Essentially a balance of, okay, here is some privacy, but not too much or the web will be unusable. I've never wanted or tried to have Waterfox appear as a privacy tool or anything more than what it is. That's what hyper-specialized tools such as Tor are for. People have extrapolated more from Waterfox themselves. I never wanted Waterfox to be part of the hyper-privacy community. It would just feel like the standards that would be impossible to uphold, especially for someone such as something such as a web browser on the internet. Throughout the years, people have always asked about Waterfox and privacy, and if they've ever wanted more than it could afford. I've always pushed them to use Tor. Waterfox was here for customization and speed with a good level of privacy. I can respect what the community fights for, but I don't think I can respect how they sometimes fight for it or how they act when they believe they are wronged. Harassment and foul words seem to be the normal, as I've experienced. And he kind of goes in this whole section on harassment, which I thought was like, why? But whatever. And he's right on this. I have never said, hey, use Waterfox as the best ultimate privacy thing. I liked Waterfox because it took a lot of the things that I would have to do to harden Firefox, and it already did it for me. I like that platform. I like that idea. I like what it does in that respect. And of course, Tor being better if you want that better privacy. And so I think that Waterfox did strike a good balance. So into the future, what's going on? Few years back, I spoke about the future I expected from Waterfox, mentioned that I wanted to grow a team, and I finally have the opportunity to do so. So the elephant in the room is System1. It has been to Waterfox a search syndication partner. I'm going to stop here and talk for a little bit before I get to the article. And the reason is this: I don't build software, but I do know that if you're going to take your life and dedicate it to a project, you do need to get some paid. I run business and I am a person that has to pay bills. I live in State College, which is unfortunately too expensive. And I have bills to pay. I have food to put on the table. I have, enjoy going out to a movie every now and again and things like that. And so we need to have a way to make an income. So this is what he's saying. Now, I don't know the software world or how you do things. So I'm going to speak to an area I do know about, and that is publishing and books. So having 6 books published, I will tell you this. You need to have your materials where people will find them so they can buy them. Some people really love Amazon. Some people really hate Amazon. Some people like to go down to your local Barnes & Noble, and if it's not on the shelf, simply order it so they can come back in because it's their weekly thing to swing by Barnes & Noble. Some people don't. Some people want to go to some other local bookstore. Some people want to go online to like an indie press site or Kobo or things like that. Now, as an author and as a publisher, I could actually work individual deals with all of these different groups. Or I could find what is called a multi-listing service where I can work with one company that will get that book out to all of the other sources. That's what I do. Now, I work directly with Amazon because they're very easy to work with. They've made a platform that makes it easy to work with, and the royalties are the highest you can get in the industry. All right, even so much so that it's best for me to actually order my author stock copies that I sell from my own personal bookstore. It's best for me to order them from Amazon because they're significantly cheaper than anywhere else I can get them. But to use Amazon to push out to the rest of the world, I take a massive hit on commissions, so I work with a secondary multi-listing service called Ingram. Ingram is a place where I can manage the metadata, I can manage the files, I can manage everything I need for my publishing business, and they're a drop shipping company. So if I don't have a book in stock and you order one from me, I can ship it directly from them. It's going to ship from Ingram to you with my company's mailing label on it. That is the type of thing I use Ingram for. But they push me in everywhere. So no matter where you want to find my books, you will be able to find them because I work with a multi-listing partner. What I'm reading, back to the article, what I'm reading in this article is that System1 has on one hand a very big, scary data analytics company, but has on the other hand a multi-listing service to get a small organization like Waterfox into the big companies, because Waterfox is not going to be able to approach Google or Microsoft or anybody else, but System1 could on their behalf. What do they get? They get a percentage of the commissions, which doesn't matter what is in there, how it works, or how the traffic's being driven, as long as the traffic's being driven. Looking at this with this lens, this makes a lot of sense, and if I'm right about this, I don't actually have a ton of concerns about this, but let's go ahead and read what it says. Essentially, a way to have a search engine partnership such as Bing is through them, because companies such as Microsoft are too big and too busy to talk to small players such as Waterfox. Before them, it was Ecosia, Startpage, etc. It's probably one of the easiest way a browser can make money without doing anything dodgy. And it's a way I've been happy doing it without having to compromise Waterfox. It will be the same with System1, makes the money from Waterfox, nothing else. People also don't seem to understand what System1 does and assume the worst, I suppose, understandably. It's a company that is pivoting to more privacy-oriented products due to the changing landscape. Okay, so this is the big question. Are they truly pivoting? Do they have these? So far in the last year, they have bought Startpage, they have bought Waterfox, 2 privacy-focused groups. But both of those groups come out and say they are making absolutely no demands on us, which we're going to get into when we talk about the last part of this video, the Startpage updates. Okay, so if legitimately they're just funding it to make it grow bigger so that more people are using the platform to make ads on it, I got news for you. If you go to a couple of my different websites, there are advertisements on it from the Google network. But I have those ads set up in such a way that they are not collecting the data as far as your interests. They are only showing what's called contextual ads. I do not make as much money on contextual ads. Okay, they are contextual, meaning they're related to the product on the site. They're not interest-based. I misspoke there. So The interest-based ads, I make more money on. I have turned those off on all of my properties because I do not believe in that. I want you, when you land on a property, to see an ad that is relevant to the content. Because if you're reading my website, you're probably interested in the content that's on that site. That is why I use contextual ads instead of interest-based ads, even though interest-based ads pay us more money. If they're doing the same thing and everything they're doing is contextual-based, not a problem. Now, that's different on Startpage versus a web browser. I don't understand how all of that works in the background. So I might be willing to take his word for it here unless I start seeing something to the extreme. But let's go ahead and read on. Also, an important thing to note, as much as I'm sure System1 liked what Waterfox does, they were buying into me and my knowledge more than they were investing in Waterfox. From that partnership and having to get to know the team, I saw System1 were the right people to help me grow Waterfox. Down-to-earth people who knew what they were doing. I made sure my vetting, and boy, did we do vetting, and we found the perfect fit. In December, we finalized everything, and Waterfox became a part of System1. Why the long announcement? Yeah, I'm not going to read through this part here, but it's basically like, hey, it was a 9 years working daily without a break. I took a break. And there is some requirements about internal reviews of sales and things like this when the thing is done. So I understand all of that. So looking into all of this, is this a huge concern? Well, you know, for me, picking your web browser is like electing your politician. You never go to the polls to elect the most amazing, best guy for the job. You go to the polls to vote for the schmuck you think is going to screw up the country the least. Okay, that's the world with web browsers where we're living in. We basically have two core browsers. We have a Chromium base and we have a Firefox base. And Chromium, of course, has googliness all over it, and that's kind of scary. Of course, Chrome is pure Googlified. That's scary enough. We got Firefox is doing some shady things, but at least it's all open and you can actually fine-tune everything yourself without fighting with it. And it does seem to do a good job. I haven't seen anybody really noticing any, all the security guys looking at this have not yet found the smoking gun about how bad Firefox is if you actually take the time to go through and harden it. Waterfox is much the same way. It's going to remain a free and open source system. It's going to be a system that you can check, you can audit. And it looks like if they're only working with System1 and System1 is only providing contextual ads, I might be okay with that. Now, the danger is if you head on over to System1's website, which I did not pull up here today, my apologies. It's like we're the number one source of social quizzes. Oh, those things that caused all the controversy around, with Facebook crap, Cambridge Analytica stuff. They're basically the ones pureeing doing that kind of stuff, but then they're also, on the other hand, buying up all these privacy companies. This is why people have a concern. So I'm looking at this going, I don't have solid evidence. Maybe System1 is legit changing. Maybe they actually are using privacy tools in appropriate ways, just using contextual ads, recognizing people want privacy. Maybe that's the case. I don't know for sure. And this is a very, very, very hard discussion and conversation to have because I really don't know. I can't exactly go out in good conscience and recommend a lot of any other major web browsers. I can't because they all have skeletons in their closet. They all have weird deals. They all are doing weird stuff. So find the one that works best for you with what you need to do and understand the potential compromises. I'm still using Waterfox, although to be candid, I actually don't really update my Waterfox because I need some old extensions for my work and the newer versions even of Waterfox will not allow it to work. So I've locked in versions for the purpose of doing some of the tools and things that I'm doing. Okay, I'm using Firefox, hardened according to my hardening guide. I'm using Chromium for some things. I don't use Chrome, although I do have it installed on a couple work computers just because I have to use I have to use Google Chrome to double check how websites work over there, and occasionally I need to boot it up for a client to check something. That's purely a work thing that never gets used. I'm not a fan of Brave because they made all of their money telling a bunch of advertisers and investors one thing, and then turn around and is telling all of us in the world that their browser is something completely different than they told their investors they were going to create. That to me is dishonesty. I don't know. I'm not going to tell you to stop using it, though. That's just my personal choice. I've tried Vivaldi. I hate it. It seems really slow to me. If it's working for you, it's great. There's Opera. That was picked up by a scary Chinese company. I don't know. Yeah. It's like electing a candidate. Just find the one that you think is going to destroy the world worse for you. And that's kind of my recommendation. So what's going on here overall? Oh, man. I don't know. I want to give System1 a slight chance right now, but with a lot of caution and with a lot of watching what they're doing. That's what I want to do. And so with that being said, I'm not changing recommendations yet, but I'm going to be watching it closely and I'm going to be looking for evidence. So if you find evidence of System1 really using Waterfox or Startpage in crazy and bad ways, please let me know. But that's my thought. Let's pivot right now and we'll talk real briefly about Startpage. Of course, we did a video on this, and there is an update here delisting Startpage. So this is Privacy Tools. PrivacyTools.io delisted Startpage from their recommendations. Not necessarily because of the sale of System1, but because of some information they could not find. And so they reached out to the CEO, they reached out to Startpage, they had all sorts of issues. This was the greatest statement. So Startpage has been known for basing their advertisements on what their users enter in the search bar. That is the contextual ads I talked about. System1, on the other hand, is a pay-per-click advertising company that has, quote, developed a pre-targeting platform that identifies and unlocks consumer intent across channels, including social, native, email, search, market research, and lead generation rather than relying solely on what customers enter into the search bar. This is what has caused the problem. You have this one big company that says, we don't care what you enter the search bar. We want to provide you advertisements based on what we know about you. Startpage has said, we only give you information and advertisements based on what you enter the search bar. Two completely different paradigms. And yet we have yet to see a massive amount of information from System1 about this change. So what PrivacyTools.io gave them every single chance to talk. They came up with these remaining 4 questions. The percentage of Startpage and Surfboard Holdings, that Startpage's holding company, that System1 acquired. The percentage of ownership by System1. Information about the Privacy One group, where is it registered, in what city and state and country does it operate, and a diagram of that flows the data, including flows to outside organizations like System1, Privacy One, etc. So they delisted Startpage because they could not get these questions answered. That does turn out that only about a month or two ago, so not too long after this decision, about a month or so after this decision, a lot of this information was actually released. And so if we follow through the thread here on Reddit, I believe we have the information. So Startpage has created the data flow document. Here's the data flow document. Now, this is actually clarified on that TechLore interview I mentioned. So basically, one of the cool things about Startpage, what's giving me some trust back in the company, is that they own all of their servers. And only non-US administrations have any access to those servers to avoid any Patriot Act or EU orders. So, or Patriot Act orders or gag orders. So the only people who even have access to this are direct Startpage employees at their locally owned and housed service centers. The premise server removes all IP address and any personal information and adds anonymization and fuzzing. The application servers anonymously retrieve search results from the search provider and compose a web page with results. The premise servers receive the result and turn it to the user. In other words, this almost works in a way like Tor does through a series of onion protocols. With Tor, series of encryption protocols, only in this case, it goes down, scrubs the information, and returns the results. Okay, so based on this flow diagram, as long as we do not find any evidence that this flow diagram is compromised, I would say Startpage is probably okay to use based on this information. Next, they have revealed System1 has a majority ownership. That is a little terrifying, but okay. They've revealed that Privacy One Group is registered in Delaware. Basically, it's a shell corporation. They state, okay, this is actually also very good. This makes me also trust Startpage a little bit better since looking into this again. Contractually, in their leadership positions, the Startpage founders may unilaterally reject any potential technical change that could negatively affect user privacy, and notice must be given to end users for any privacy-related changes as well. So this is actually in the contractual documents of purchasing the shares. Now, does this really mean that System1 is really pivoting from this grabbing all of our data to, hey, we're just providing contextual ads on a variety of services we own? If we see that type of evidence, this is a good thing. I don't know. I think the greatest thing to do is if you need to use Startpage, use Startpage. I find the search results absolutely superior to DuckDuckGo, personally. I don't use them on everything at this point in time. My research or like work computers are still running Startpage because I tried DuckDuckGo. I found it untenable for what I was trying to do. Okay. But I think that we really, really, really need to keep System1 under a microscope for a long time. But I would not make immediate plans to jump from Startpage. I would not make immediate plans to jump from Waterfox. Based on this information right now, I think it bears research into the platforms, watching what they're doing, watching for any telemetry, seeing what they're doing, and keeping a microscope on System1. Those are my thoughts. Those are my ideas. Let me know your thoughts on all this down below. Let me know if I'm a compromising fool here and if I'm giving up all of my old past. But the fact is, I'm looking into all this information and I have to make some logical conclusion, and I'm not exactly about to jump to Google or Chrome. So unless I see something really amazing show up, I'm going to move forward with caution. And that's kind of what my recommendation is going to be. So let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. All right. And boy, we have a dumpster fire of a discussion next, guys. We have a library discussion next. This will be fun. All right. Let's go ahead and check in on comments, though, first. Get me some coffee. I need some coffee. Okay, let's see. An advanced user isn't Arch an advanced user distro? Why choose to use it over what you recommend your audience? No offense, just mean you're curious. So I run Linux Mint on my two bigger production systems, meaning my Ryzen 5 and my Intel Core i5 with 8 gigs of RAM. I run Peppermint OS on my writing computer, which is a Lenovo S21e. You can look up the stats for that. The other computer, which is a media PC, that one I run Arch. And the reason I'm running Arch on that is to keep abreast on how features are changing in the applications that I use. So one good example is on my new writing channel, which you can look up at writingdoneright.net or youtube.com/writingdoneright. You can actually see I'm teaching people how to do ebook production and things. Well, the Sigil application changed radically from the current versions that are in even Ubuntu repositories versus what's actually being listed out right now. They did a whole UI change, a lot of massive changes. So I'm actually doing all my tutorials on an Arch computer so that people, when they're downloading Sigil now, whether they're on Windows, Mac, or Linux, they're actually getting a tutorial in the current versions. Kdenlive has changed quite significantly, so I can test how the features work and get used to it before I have to jump into it on a new computer. So these are the reasons I do that. Also, I do it because, yes, it is a more advanced system, and I like staying abreast on learning how to manage your advanced systems. So that's kind of the case. Now that computer used to hop every couple months, but since I've been on Arch, I really like it. So I'm just not bothering to hop it as much anymore as I used to. But anyway, that's the answer to that. All right. Let's see. Raspberry Pi Zero with Pi-hole software makes a great anti-block tool. That's what I have a Raspberry Pi Zero that's not doing anything. So I think I might look into tutorials on that. Where's the cat today? I don't know. He's not in the office, apparently. He's around somewhere. Okay, let's see. People who are able to run Arch well really already do. Yep. Okay. uBlock's still working. Okay, so uBlock Origin still works in Chrome OS. Chrome OS or Chrome, I think. I don't know. Start using Waterfox more as versus Vivaldi. Yeah. Okay, DuckDuckGo is very iffy unless your search foo is strong. My search foo is strong, and I still find it sucks. Okay, Quant is a decent option. All right, find a lot of things on DuckDuckGo, and I love their bangs. Yeah. Stop using Waterfox? Well, I don't know. Okay, Linux saying, though, they tend to return some bad results if your search query isn't specific. Yep. Explain what a Tor is. Tor is the Onion browser. So it is what you use to access .onion sites or sites on the dark web or the deep web. I think technically it would be called the deep web. Dark web would be something behind a login or a paywall. But what it uses is it uses 3 layers of encryption so that it basically will totally anonymize you as long as you're not logging into services and things. And so what it does is it'll start with an entry node where your computer hits the entry node, gets an encryption key. It rolls the request over to a secondary server with a different encryption key, which then relays it to a third exit node to retrieve the results, and it passes it back on the same chain so that the entry server and the exit server can't see each other and can't decrypt each other's data. That's how it works. Okay. Waterfox just angered its user base. I'd say it doesn't look good for them. I do understand donations and open source, not really enough. Yeah, I don't know. I don't have a good answer. All right. Okay. I think I heard a cat just show up. Cat, did you show up? Oh, there is a cat. There's a cat right down here. Hi, cat. All right. Yeah, but Brave is also Google. Yeah, System1 is so private they aren't giving much information who they are. Yeah, that's a big issue. Yeah. Okay. Terminal browser maybe. Yeah, made by some of the people who helped develop Firefox. Yep. Okay. Seems analogous to PIA selling to Cape Technologies. All right. Clicks browser. I've not seen the Clicks browser. System1 owns Startmail now. Yes. Startmail is owned by System1. Yep. Privacy thoughts on it? You know, I've never looked into it because I have managed my own email on cPanel servers for 2 decades now, so I don't even bother with other people's mail servers. Let's see. Slowly giving up on privacy and lid to security. Use cloud storage. I use cloud offices, MS Office Online. YouTube TV, buy things on Google. No, Lamer Linux, don't give in to the dark side. Don't give in to the dark side, Lamer Linux. Earn BAT tokens with Creator. No, I will not. Don't donate your BAT tokens to me if you're using Brave. Give them to somebody else who uses it. Okay, isn't Startpage just Google without the trackers? Basically, yes, it is. Search encrypt search engine. Never seen it. Yeah, yeah, as long as it remains open source, that's good. Okay, I've already answering all of these questions about what it's doing. I'm gonna skip over all those. No, it's just the chair's overused. So, okay, I'm not going to rehash all of that right here in the comments because we have another section and I'd like to get off here in another 20 or so minutes. I have a lot of videos explaining a lot of that a long time back. Before I was as big of a YouTuber as I was, I spent hours digging through all of Brave's stuff. Basically, what they did is they told their investors they were going to radically change how the advertising experience works. And it was on that basis that they got all their money. And then as soon as they got all their money, they turned around and created this browser and told their users something completely different. In the meantime, they were stuffing session replay and other crazy tracking scripts inside of the browser while saying it's a privacy browser. Myself and some other people drew some attention to it. They eventually pulled that stuff out and actually removed the old code. You have to go back into the archives.org to see that it was there at this point. And so with all of this, I just don't trust them. If it's good for you, keep using it. I'm not going to tell you to stop using it, but I'm not going to yet. All right. Search, use DuckDuckGo. Always check the curly first. Yeah, I don't have any specific problems with DuckDuckGo other than I just hate the search results. There's some good advantages it has too, but anyway. Okay. Hey, Pizza, how's it going? What I read is basically just default search engine deal. Looks like System1 is trying to make money by getting commission from search providers. That's the way I'm reading it, Hank. And if that's all they're doing, I don't care. I don't care. Best privacy mail, yeah, Proton. There you go, yeah. All right. IceCat, GnomeWeb. GnomeWeb is, I find GnomeWeb like completely unusable. Like GnomeWeb is so unusable. Holy crap. Vivaldi is pretty slow. GnomeWeb is worse. IceCat, I've not used IceCat. Oh, parents aren't letting you go to the Linux user group anymore. They're worried about perps. Honestly, Pizza, that's good for your parents. They might have a legitimate concern, to be perfectly candid with you. Okay, try CRX sometime on this channel. I tried CRX on the one time on the channel. I had to take the video down because CRX was posting nasty stuff in the feed. Only time I ever deleted a video from the channel. Let's see. Now, I believe CRX is something you can install and customize. That might be a fun thing to try. Best browser. I'm going to go with Firefox. Alt and turn cap locks off in Firefox. All right, just went back to Firefox. Yeah, Brave is very fast. Brave does work very well as a browser. I will absolutely give them that. Yeah, you can always go with the Dissenter browser, which is the Brave browser without the BAT token stuff. And it has the Dissenter app. Ooh, if you want the Dissenter app. There you go. Your thoughts on Vivaldi browser. I am not a fan of Vivaldi. I find it runs extremely slow. I really don't like the UI and things. Very minor stuff. If it's working for you, keep it. It's fine from that perspective. I use DuckDuckGo at work, but I get too many not safe for work results. So DuckDuckGo is a no for work. Uh-oh. Hello, people. Greetings. All right, just been quiet dealing with organizing the house by yourself for the next 2 months. Well, we wish you well, man. Qt environment, Falcon is good enough. All right, well, look at Falcon, I guess. Go have to stay away from its image search. Always gives not safe for work results. I've not seen any not safe for work results, but my server also blocks things like that. So maybe that's why. Okay, Proton Mail is a mail system devised by Kern workers. Yep. Rothschild. GNOME Web isn't that bad anymore. Dude, I have it installed on my computer right now. I tried to boot it up 2 days ago. It wouldn't even load simple websites. I don't know. I've never liked it. I've tried it on my lands. I think the only OS it's actually worked well on is Elementary. It's the only place I've ever gotten it to work well. Don't use Dissenter as a browser unless you think it's sending the page you're on to Dissenter servers to load the comments. Yeah, that is a concern with the Dissenter browser. You can, of course, disable that, I believe. And worried if search engines have to comply with the Cloud Act, therefore foreign governments and any proposed dark pattern legislation. Yeah. Alrighty, boys and girls. Shall we jump on into the next fun, exciting topic of insanity? Let's do this. If I can find my title. Where's my new title? Boom. All right. Let's jump on into the next topic, shall we? All right, let me double check one more thing over here. Wow, not that bad today. That's not too bad. All right, let's go ahead and jump on over here, and we'll get ready over here. Welcome back to Switch to Linux. Well, this has been an interesting month of interestingness as I jumped on Library at the beginning of the year. You know, Brian Lunduke's like, you know, Library is a good place, and he posts his comments encouraging Linux YouTubers to get over there. And I actually spent some time investigating. I was like, you know what? All right, let's go ahead and give this thing a try. Clicking the little button, sign everything up. They sync over, you know, like 1,000 videos over. So I launched the channel out with like 1,000 videos, and actually grew to be on their top 200 channels list. But I've been having this internal discussion with my patron supporters and Think Life Media supporters for the better part of a month now, and I have to come to the final conclusion that I need to leave the Library platform. I want nothing to do with that flaming dumpster fire that happens to be called a Library. And I want to explain why this happens to be. Now, I do run a family-friendly channel over here. This video is going to push those boundaries. So, if you are watching with little kids in the room, there may be some inappropriate content here. Because that is really why I have left the Library platform. And I made some decisions and think about this. So let's go ahead and start out with this. Obviously, as some people know, as you can find Linux channels on Slack. Apparently somebody added the next negative. I'm too religious. Burn! Now, I am a Christian though, and I take my faith very seriously. And part of that is I maintain sexual purity. I maintain good morals and ethics, and I maintain living by that golden rule. And one of the factors of this is that I want to make sure that if I'm even recommending something, that it's going to not negatively impact the people that might be listening to my recommendations, even if that means losing some money, because this could potentially mean losing some income. I'm okay with that. I know that my God will take care of me, even if I have to leave some money on the table. And I stopped and thought about this, and I want to just introduce this, and that's about all I want to say about that. I just want to start by saying I'm not necessarily a prude. I don't care if some of these things necessarily exist. I have made the decision I'm not going to watch some of this type of content that you find on the internet. So the existence of Pornhub and, perfect girls and other crap like that, I don't care. I block it on my servers. I block it on my phone so I don't accidentally land over there and someone accessing my internet can't get there either. But there comes a point in time when if something is so in your face, I'm just like, you know what? You've lost your ever-loving mind. And that has happened with the library. Now, sometimes when you land on library's front page, it's fairly clean. Sometimes it's fairly not. Obviously, there are a lot of sexual connotations with this one down here. Hot, fun news now. That's right. Now, I can say that when I pulled this up, was it Thursday or Friday, and we were discussing this, there were a lot more risque things than are on here right now. But overall, you can see there's some content's just mostly whatever. Some content's really good. Some content's really bad. It really becomes a mixed bag. And I've been watching this closely because this is the top 200 library channels. And if you want to know kind of what I'm walking away from over here, my channel right now is listed at 126, moving up. Is this? I think this number is moving up your number of positions, or is this your follower changing? So I'm literally still growing in subscribers right now as I'm in the process of deleting this account. And so the problem is, of course, I'm in this mad rush competition to beat the porn channel. And actually, I'll beat it. I've actually moved up 3 or 4 positions. It hasn't moved much. So apparently Linux content's more exciting than the porn content. There's other good things on here. I saw Chris Ware up here a minute ago. DistroTube's way up here. I think he's like 19 or 20 or something. So there's some awesome content up here. Where's he at? Yep, DistroTube's number 19. We got Lunduke dropped down to 5 or down to 4. Timcast is 5. Linux Gamer is 6. Oh, Brian, Linux Gamer's catching up with you. Linux Gamer's catching up. We have the Khan Academy. There's a lot of things, but there's also a whole lot of things. If you actually look at the listings, there's also things that are, we already looked at that one. We got this one. We got this one, we got this one. And this is what's happening is library is becoming this massive place to just start uploading all your porn to. And of course, there's this argument that says, we can't take content down. That's actually not in their policy. They actually say they can take content down if it is a DMCA or if it is what, quote, horrific is what they say. So yes, in theory, they can take down whatever they want. And I'm okay with the fact that library is becoming the latest Pornhub. I just won't go there. And I'm not going to tell people go look for my videos on this place if you're going to go there and I'm going to be competing next to some bad, risque stuff right next to it. And we're not talking about politically dissenting things. Ooh, the left versus the right. I'm not talking about the left versus right. I'm talking about installing a distribution or getting serviced by a woman and having a graphic thumbnail about it. And I have seen that type of stuff show up on library. Okay? And I have been watching this page for the better part of a month trying to come to this decision. And so I finally decided that I'm going to be killing the library account. So I sent them an email. And basically, they do not have a way that you can go ahead and just delete the account. You have to email them. Now, the first time I saw a bad email come through, because we have to understand this, I never signed up for their email list. They just added me to it without my consent, which I have a big problem with. Now, I could go down and say, just unsubscribe me from this email list, but instead, this is the very first email I received on their newsletter list. It is highlighted. I'll highlight it here on my screen if I can. Library cast, official library thing. Open this starring message about C *** on redacted tonight. Really? That's your professional introduction to your company. So I requested to close the account, and they send me an email back. Let me actually grab that email they sent back here. So they sent me an email back, and it was, sorry to hear you want to close your account. Can you please specifically point out what went wrong or why you did not like so we can improve? Feedback from community members like you help library in serving the community well. Please let me know what your expectations were and what did not work out so we can improve and make sure others like you will not face the same issue or at least have the same experience you did not like. And B, only you can delete your published items and content on library. No one else can. And that is actually what that statement is in the email. Is completely contradictory to their terms of service, which says they can delete horrific or DMCA content. They have to be able to. So this is the email I wrote back to library. I was going to just write something fast. I'm like, no, I'm going to stop. And it took a while to write this. Said, Dear Library, I wish to close my account and have nothing to do with your service. While I do think alternatives to YouTube would be beneficial, and my followers in my community are advocates of going in different directions from YouTube, I do use a hint of my own morality in making my business decisions. I am willing to leave money on the table if it means a better society, and from what I have seen from libraries so far, I do not see it adding anything to our world, but rather I see a company that has no morality or scruples. Let me explain. I was first excited with the ability to sync my rather large library of videos from YouTube to library, but the issue came only a few days later when I received an email from library about a channel event or something. I know it was from your company. Here is the headline. Library cast. Open this starring message about C *** on redacted tonight. A little out there, and frankly, I'm not a prude, but I do not want to see things more explicit than spammers send to me, and I have never signed up for this mailing list anyway. I wanted to give the library a chance to respond, so I reached out to Tom Zarabican to address my concerns. He is the community leader, right? This is the guy listed on their page as the, quote, community leader. I emailed him that day. I got that email, by the way. Let me find the date I got that email. Right. I received that email on January 3rd, 2020. That day, I emailed Tom. I have not received a response. Okay, so he's the community leader, right? I never heard anything from Tom one way or the other. I got another unsolicited email. Library cast, sexy genius killer robots in space with lasers. Little less crude, but nevertheless. A few more innocuous headlines hit my box, and then I get this one. Library down to F*** February. During the meantime, I've been watching the top channel list and finding that many of them are just downright pornography. And going to the homepage of your service, even with not safe for work disabled, I am still seeing more things I do not want to see. Because of these things, I will not be telling my viewers, many of which are still teenagers, to be going to your service. Of course, just before I requested the account closure, I received this one, Library Cast, a V-Day special, sex advice, and there's the emoji for titties right there in my inbox for a mailing list that I never signed up for, and I'm seeking responses from the company. Now, I've never signed up for this email list, and while I could have requested to be removed, I was still holding out hope to hear something back from your community leader. But maybe he's just too busy to address community concerns. Why do I take the stance? Well, I'm not bothered if such content exists. I do not look at it. And I even considered leaving my channel on this service because I can provide one more pleasant content in an area of not safe for work. But it has become clear to me that I will have no option but to leave my videos listed next to content that has indeed destroyed so many lives. Because of what I see in your brand new service devolving into, I really want nothing to do with it. I'd be happy to answer any other questions. So I received this response back from them. Really sorry to hear about your experience. We understand the concerns. Library, being such a small company in a huge market, we're willing to take some risks with some provocative emails and stances, but we can see how off-putting it could be for some. If you go into your email preferences at the bottom of any of our emails, there's a breakdown of categories which you can unsubscribe from. We'll do a better job of creating a new welcome email that explains how to manage email preferences up front. As far as the not safe for work content, it's disabled by default in the application, but since creators still self-tag content, sometimes they may miss. Oh yeah, I'm sure the creators are missing the mature tag. No, they're pushing it out without the mature tag is what they're doing. Duh. All right. They may miss the mature tag, and we rely on community members to help us report it. I'm sorry you had this experience. And then they tell you, they need the default wallet file in the account, which I sent them yesterday. I've not seen any change on the channel as of yet. And so I want to go in and address this idea about, hey, we're using sex to sell. Basically what they said is, hey, we're going to use sex to sell, and we're going to send it directly to your inbox unsolicited. I'm going to go into why that mentality is going to hurt them in a few minutes. But I do want to say in response to all of this, I see library turning into nothing but the next Pornhub, to be perfectly candid. And I don't want anything to do with this. Now, what is the big deal? Well, if you enjoy that type of content, it has not yet come to your realization how dangerous that type of content is for you. But I myself have had to help, I can't remember how many people off of a variety of different addictions. 3, I think, have been pornography addictions. And it is a dangerous road. And when you come to this realization in your life that this stuff is destroying you, but you're so addicted you can't get off of it, it starts to ruin your life. And there are entire organizations to try and help people get off of the pornography addiction. In fact, I did a video about it on this channel a couple years ago. Now, in response to that, of course, I'm not here calling for the closure of all these sites. I'm not here telling people what they can or can't do. And if you're like, I don't see a problem with it, I look at it every day, it just hasn't wrecked your life yet. The reckoning day is coming. And by the way, these groups are not just all Christian groups. I'm shocked by the number of non-Christian, non-religiously affiliated groups that have sprung up around this issue. And now I see library, they want to be the next alternative, and unsolicitedly, they're sending me stuff more explicit than the scammers send me. I didn't even look into this, but I'm willing to bet. I'm going to go over here and I'm going to load up my spam mail in an old throwaway Hotmail account. Let's see what we get. All right, loophole converts your IRA to physical gold. That's exciting. Vitamin B to help you with that. Let me just find something that's a little bit more crass here. Microwave popcorn causes Alzheimer's disease. You guys know that? That's fun. Eating for breakfast saves your prostate. That's fun. Okay. I'm not even getting scammers sending me Viagra ads anymore. What's up with this? Literally, I'd rather be getting these spammers emails than what library is sending me unsolicitedly. Now, I want to ask this question. Does sex really sell? Because you hear this, oh, sex really sells, man. Sex sells. We use sex because it sells. Actually, it turns out that there's been a whole lot of research articles. This is one peer-reviewed article, which is called a meta-analysis, meaning they went through all of the available research data at the time. This is published in Psychological Bulletin from Ohio State University and the University in Amsterdam. That's exciting. The overall basics, do sex and violence sell? Well, it actually turns out they really don't. Now, there's one area that using sex sells. This is the area if you are selling a sexual product. You're selling your latest not safe for work content, or you're selling a box of condoms, or you're selling birth control pills, whatever. Sex sells in that case. But what the research actually finds is that when your product has nothing to do with this general topic, it actually hurts sales. So you can read through this whole thing here. I'll try and remember to throw it down in the comments there. If you guys want to read through it, it's a massive multi-page scientific literature report here. So you can actually go ahead and have a look at this actual article. But what was a little bit more easy to see is this one from Business Insider. Do you think sex sells? Think again. And they look at it. So why do people believe sex sells? Well, they say we have an old reptilian brain that's built for, that's kind of built for, reproduction and things, keep the species alive. That's the theory. Now, the previous article we just looked at, the big meta-analysis, they actually say, no, sex doesn't sell because of this reptilian brain. Because we're so focused on that part, we forget what the product is. We remember the sex, we forget what the product is. Okay, so that's the idea. They hear it repeatedly. A million people say a stupid thing. It's still a stupid thing. It doesn't matter how many times you repeat it. It gets attention. It's taboo. Used in a lot of advertisings. Hey, let's just all keep using it. It does sell products related to sex. That's one of the things we do know. Now, when is it not effective? For many products that are not related to sexuality, using sex to sell them does not work. It can even backfire. A recent University of Wisconsin study shows that audiences view ads 10% less favorably if they use sex to sell an unsexy product. One good example of this was a Jack in the Box commercial. Actually, I think it might be linked down here below, so I won't talk about it yet unless it's not linked. Says here, let's see. The study agrees with data that David Ogilvy accumulated over his lifelong and storied career of advertising. In his book, is it Ogilvy? I don't know. That's a bad book I can't even say that book name, but it looks fascinating. On advertising, he says that sex sells only if it's relevant to the subject being sold. Advertising professor Jeff Richards from the University of Texas says sex sells, but only if you're selling sex. What are some of the reasons? Number one, some are offended. I'm not going to send you to a product if you're just going to have sexual messages thrown in front of you. Gratuitous sex advertising has caused a growing chorus of people, especially women, to be repulsed. Yes, here is the Jack in the Box commercial. All right. That's not it. This one. Oh, this is it. This is it. This is the commercial.
Aw, Mom, you still clip coupons.
Well, it all adds up.
That's sweet, Mom. In honor of your thriftiness, I'll serve 2 croissant sandwiches for just $3, made with fresh egg, sausage, or our new hickory smoked bacon and melting cheese.
You're such a good son. I'm so glad you dropped by.
I love coming home, Mom.
Okay, so up to that point in time, the commercial's just fine.
Patty, call the doctor. It's been more than 4 hours.
Really? Jack in the Box commercials. Yes. Nothing says serve me up a croissant sandwich on with bacon and eggs like a 4-hour erection. What? Yeah. So of course some blogger mom got all mad about that. Let's see. There's just some of the comments that people left on her blog post. This is a decade ago. There's no connection whatsoever, at least in my world, between breakfast croissants and erection lasting more than 4 hours. Gentle Hands says, it's so horrible. I'm actually shocked. I don't want to eat there as long as this is their idea of a joke. Yeah, this is the thing, right? Some people say it's a gimmick. Some people believe using sex to sell a product that is unrelated to sex is a gimmick that cheapens both the image of the company and the product. This is where I'm sitting. They are spamming my inbox with spammy garbage about sex without me even signing into an email. I never opted to receive this email from them. And again, oh yes, you could just go in and delete the email. Well, I mean, I could, but you know what? I don't want you to send explicit stuff like that to my inbox. Two scenarios, if they never sent me emails, and my content just brewed next to that kind of stuff, or if their community leader responded to damn emails, I might actually have stayed on the platform. But since it's very clear to me that your community leader doesn't care about your community, And you're sending me smut that's more offensive and disgusting and vile than spammers are sending me. I don't want anything to do with your dumpster fire. Let me out of the dumpster. It's getting hot in here. Distracts from the product's shortcomings. Others believe that the product must not have enough capabilities for the company to employ sex rather than product features. In other words, our product sucks, but here's some people having sex, have our product. Doesn't matter. People forget the product. Those that are attracted to the ad for the reason unrelated to the product benefits tend to remember what attracted them rather than the product. In other words, that's actually what that previous study showed, is that, yeah, your attention was higher, but your attention was not on the product. So that's kind of the case. So does sex sell? Only if you're selling sex. So either Library is trying to sell sex with their new email campaign, or they have completely lost their mark. As it stands, I'm not sending my content over there. I'm not sending my viewers over there, and I want off of the roller coaster before it gets too hot and flies off the thing. So if you're watching my stuff over on Library, sorry, you won't have that option going forward. I do still have the BitChute account, although they're just as crazy. At least they're not sending me sexual crap in my inbox without my recommendations. And to be perfectly candid, when I go over to BitChute, I have not seen any of that type of content at all anyway. So, hey, if you don't like YouTube and you want to watch my stuff, watch it on BitChute. It might be a week or two late because they're not syncing videos correctly. At least Library syncs videos correctly, but anyway. I don't know. That's my thoughts. Let me know your thoughts, guys. Is Library a dumpster fire, or am I just too overly religious of a zealot to care? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Alrighty. Let's see. I think I'm around here somewhere. Let's see. Into center browser, hopefully disabled center comment callbacks like using Brave without the opt-in. Just don't opt in. Yeah, there you go. Okay. Have you seen a poster warning you to turn your kid in for using Kali Linux? No, that sounds pretty 1984-ish to me. Okay. Also using Peppermint and using its ICE for everything. Yep. Using Mailspring and Linux Mint. All right. Is Ubuntu made in Unity? No, I don't think so. It had at one point in time, it had the Unity desktop environment. Was it called Unity? Yeah, it was called Unity. The Unity desktop environment, but that's not a thing anymore. Well, at least Ubuntu doesn't use it anymore. All right. UK, please tell parents to check children's activities they're using Discord or Linux. Oh, God. They'll be monitoring my community, all right. All right. Proton, if you forgot your password, it asks for your decryption key. If you don't have it, you're out of luck. Yep. All right. Okay. So an assignment to make a game poster with us in it, photograph class, and I was going to make a Half-Life 3 poster. That's cool. Don't blame you. It's just becoming a massive porn site, and all the tokens going to be useless. Yep. I did see another article from about 5 years ago, which basically analyzes cryptocurrency type stuff. And so there's that. Utter crap being distributed through schools from local authority. Okay, so what's on a child's computer? Okay, so this is actually that. Thanks, Farron. So this is actually over on Discord. Farron just sent this in. So this is a list of things. It looks like it's a list of things that the local government is telling you to report your kids if they have any of these. The Tor browser. Virtual machines. They can hide operating systems not normally found, like Kali Linux. Kali Linux used for hacking. Wi-Fi Pineapple is a bit of a kit that can be used to capture sensitive data over the internet. Discord, popular communication platform often used to share hacking tips. Metasploit penetration software that makes hacking simple. Oh, lordy. Thanks for that, Farron. That's... yeah, I will be adding library to my block list as well. Recording videos, only switch to Linux, yeah. There's a way to change the password on Linux. I did it the first time. You can convert library coins to Bitcoins, yeah. Library is still my main platform. The fact they're currently struggling to prevent users from tagging abuse doesn't mean it has a lot of potential. Be a shame if I can't watch you there. Yeah, well, you know, the fact of the matter is they're not responding to comments for serious matters. And the only way I got any response back to them at all is, hey, delete my account. They responded literally within 10 minutes. Why their community leader can't respond to a concern from the channel 127 on his top 200 list, why he can't respond? I don't know. Good, they're pushing pornographic content. Yes, also, there's a no, they have no protection for your content, so anyone can have access to it, yeah. Okay, curious about why about library due to Luke Smith. Maybe I should worry about. Okay, so what's up with library and Luke Smith? I haven't followed his channel for a little bit. Like, I think I'm still subscribed to it. I just haven't seen a video from him for a while. Give me a link or some context so I can find that Animio. I'd be really interested to see what he says about it. Library has a long way to go. Well. I hope they go a long way before the ship totally sinks. Opinion, which search engine gives the best search results? I still like Startpage for the best search results because it gives me unfiltered Google results. Google undoubtedly is one of the best search engines. The problem is it feeds you information based on what it thinks you want. Startpage gives you those same results without knowing who you are. That is why I think Startpage is the best. Of all of the search engines I've tried, Startpage is still the best, which is very sad. But anyway. DLive is good for streaming. Yeah, let's be honest. Google is still our dad. Uh-oh. I wonder what rank you are. Where is that at? Let me see if you're on the rankings. Okay. What's your sub count? That's actually hilarious. I just went to their site and their SSL seems to be down. Can you guys verify that on your end? Is their site down? Let me try it on another computer here. No, I was able to get to it over here. Not sure why my other computer is all of a sudden not liking to load that page, but anyway, maybe it's just a temporary thing. Yeah, you're okay. So Pizza, the top 200 guy has 194 followers. So if you're close to, or 294 followers. If you're close to 294, then you're moving up on the list. Waterfox was open source, so how can someone source you? Well, it's remaining open source, so we can still audit the code in Waterfox. See, we can't audit the code in Startpage, but we can audit the code in Waterfox. That would be a good thing to do. Watch Waterfox, and if nothing changes, keep using it. Discuss on Discord and library before they're trying to come up with a way to let users tag content appropriately. Tags, you can filter it properly. Well, don't care. I sent questions to them and they did not answer me. I spent a month discussing about this with supporters. They've lost it. As far as I'm concerned, it's a dumpster fire porn site. That's all. That's my final thought on library right now. You have to store all your watch videos. You do not have to. It defaults to downloading any video you watch, defaults to downloading, which I always thought was the stupidest thing in the world. Like, I have never gotten the desire to download every video I've watched. If I see one that's really cool and compelling, I might download it. But that was for me. Here's another fun thing about their library app. I don't know what in the world it does with a processor. My Arch computer has only ever crashed 3 times. All 3 times, the library app was in play. Go figure that one out. By default, it wants to download every video you watch to your computer. Why? So, yeah. You can turn that off. Yes, you can. Tells that they are decentralized. Reality is they are not private nor decentralized. Sponsored the library, the UX person in me is cringing so heavily right now. Yeah. Oh, pizza has a music addiction. Uh-oh. Pornography exposure over time can alter brain chemistry. Yep. Hello, Pseudo Reboot. Greetings. Once on the deep fakes, revenge videos, and more explicit content show up, library small team excuse won't work. Correct. That's a concern. But that's actually why I commented that the actual. Let me see if I can find that in their terms there. Why the person commented in the email was incorrect. Like, only you can take down your content. No, that's not the case. So let's see if I can find it. Okay, so if we go over to their page here, which is under their, basically it's their FAQ/content, library.com, lbry.com/FAQ/content. So basically, regards you may upload to library and network and how it differs from current centralized status quo systems. Learn more about illegal content, DMCA. You can visit that article. You may upload legal content that you own and have obtained permission to use as long as it does not infringe on the rights of others. Includes public domain content, Creative Commons, open source content shared according to those license requirements, copyrighted content where you have permissions. Because it is decentralized, it doesn't mean that the content can't, this doesn't mean that the content can't be removed. So hold on, let me read that as it's supposed to be done as a question. Because it is decentralized, doesn't this mean content can't be removed? So it's important to make the distinction between the library protocol and any applications running on top of it when referencing to censorship and the ability to block certain content. Library protocol is fully decentralized and censorship resistant. It provides permissionless access to the claiming of URLs and indexing metadata on the blockchain and facilitates data transfer over peer-to-peer network, which consists of our own content servers and anyone running the library protocol. This means infringing content may be stored on our servers by the uploader and by anyone else who may have downloaded it. Okay, on the other hand, they make an app and other services like speech to demonstrate the protocol's capabilities. Within our app, we will engage in non-arbitrary censorship, meaning only horrific or infringing content will be blocked and removed from our content servers. So yes, they can block and remove data from servers. Now, from their servers, which means if I still have it hosted and somebody else does, it could in theory still be there. The problem is if they don't have a way to block that transmission, which they can block it, so basically they can squell it by removing it from their servers and from blocking the access to it. So despite the 2 people still have it, those 2 people will still have it, but it will not be deleted from their devices, only from those, but the ability to share that item on the library blockchain will be blocked as well. So yes, they still do have the ability to do that. Now the question is, what is meant by horrific or infringing content? Well, when a bunch of really bad people start uploading the really bad things like Keith Richardson just said, as soon as all this stuff starts showing up, and it's probably going to be a matter of 6 months or less, they're going to find themselves in a lot of trouble. And what's probably going to happen is the site will, it'll either have to, adopt with ways of the current world or kill itself. One of the two. Affects someone's serotonin and dopamine levels. Yes. Doesn't sell, but does get attention. It does get attention. It just doesn't sell. Got a library notification while watching this. All right. God is the only way out of the addiction, period. Nothing else will work. A lot of prayer and total dedication is required. Absolutely. And that's what has helped in all of these things. But the greatest thing you can do is stop looking at it. This video will be demonetized. I have no doubt. And if this video is hit with the yellow question mark button, I am not going to challenge it. I'm not going to mark it as, I'm not going to upload it and, take ads off of it, but I'm not going to challenge it if they mark it. Commercial resulted in no change from my consumption of thick burgers. But after watching the commercial, did you want to go and run off to get a burger? Because nothing says give me a burger like, never mind. I don't want to repeat that line again. There's actually a funny Jack in the Box commercial. Taste my bowels. You can't say that. Why not? Oh boy. Experiences opposite of mine. They are extremely active in Discord, and the library staff responds to a lot of user questions. Okay, you know what? I joined the Discord place. There is no way you can sit there and ask them a question without going through massive hoops and all this other nonsense. I sent their community leader an email. Answer your email. If you want to say I'm the community leader, answer an email from one of your top creators, you morons. I'm sorry, I'm not playing your Discord game. You have an email listed on your website. Answer your emails. Period. And I tried to jump on their Discord. I found it to be a useless mess. TV commercials, Victoria's Secret images, Carl's Burgers, spokesperson for Pepsi. Yeah. Cool, but I don't know how it might improve. Yeah. What if Linux and distros had an AI that would be the penguin and the Linux icon? Yeah. Oh, it probably will get uploaded to library. This is one I will not manually delete. I've been manually deleting videos on library. You know how hard it is to delete 1,000 videos from library? I will not manually delete this one if it lands there. Reasonable choice. They make it better. Worries about a total lack of license for my videos. Yeah. Parents are going to check your activities. The jig is up. Good. You have a video on hardening Firefox. Yes, I do. See if I can find it for you. It's about 2 months ago, I think, wasn't it? I did it still in, like I did it right at the end of 2019. I call it like your 2020 guide for hardening Firefox. You're like, yeah, you're jumping on the bandwagon. It's like, duh, we only have like a month left in 2019. There we are. Copy link address. Dropping that in there now. So that is there. Okay. Poster says we're all hackers since we all use Discord. That's right. Hated One. I'd recommend check his channel. I watched Hated One. Hated One uses Linux Mint, by the way. You guys didn't know that. Because it just happens to work. Discord is canceled, guys. They found us all out now. Uh-oh. YouTube hid my comment after the Half-Life 3 poster ran. I used DuckDuckGo image search at school to search for Alex Vance characters in the game to add to the poster. It showed not safe for work. Ew. That's not good. Linux itself has an official OS like not like a distro, an official Linux OS? No, it does not. You have 109 subs on library. I didn't. No, I did not. I will not be blocking them until I verify my channel's down because I want to get up there and just keep deleting videos. Yes, that list only shows the top 200. Point, did I block library? No, I did not block library yet. Redbury? Or we call it Peabury. Oh boy. How long till Farron OS, yeah. Farron OS, how long before you sell out to System1? Farron OS, if System1 came down and said we'll pay you $1 million for your distro, would you do it? Would you do it? Arches crashed when I tried using GNOME with Quinn. Yeah. Someone should fork library and ban all that related content. Yeah. True that you can take down content, but they can make sure it's blocked in the apps and people won't find it. Yeah. Yeah, some of the adult material does look illegal from some of the thumbnails. Yeah, I've seen some of that. Problem is that porn isn't filtered. The official client does that. The problem is there's no proper tagging. They could theoretically allow public filters. Well, not safe for work twice when someone thought it would be funny to spam stuff on my Discord server for IRL friends. Use DuckDuckGo. The image, start to look it up. Yeah. Okay, I see more often for whatever reason. Didn't think about Hardee's and right beside each other. Yeah. Face on the Pine phone looks better than Librem 5. A little confused about my protection on my content. I don't like how YouTube is the Wild West either. Yeah. My funniest was, like, I've still had issues with BitChute, but it's like issues where it doesn't cross-post the content correctly. So I tried reaching out to them. Like, I finally tried reaching out to them on Gab because, hey, alternative platform, let's use an alternative thing. And then all the Gab guys are like, you should just, why are you using YouTube at all? It's like, hey, moron, YouTube's actually the one working for me right now. I'm just trying to get a hold of, get a hold of BitChute's attention over there. I mean, come on. Like, here's a thought. Why don't I just use the platform that works? Right now, that's YouTube. Okay, guess right now you're most wanted for ticking all the everything on the box. That's right, man. See, you're safe if you use Parrot. They don't know what Parrot is yet. It's not mainstream enough. Off this platform, but it paid me $60 in 2 months, and that's a lot of money for some yards. Yeah, it is. It is. Honestly, though, Pizza, with the number of subs and views that you have, if you turned on monetization in YouTube, YouTube would be paying you 2 or 3 times more of that at your channel size. And frankly, listen to me, every bit of the taxes and accounting is exactly the same. In fact, if they're trying to give you money without anything else, you're violating federal law. You got to do the 1099s. You got to do the proper transfers. YouTube will pay you a lot more than library will. Linux is wondering, since Linux can be distributed by anyone or anyone make their own distribution, have there ever been distributions that are untrustworthy? There have been some untrustworthy distributions. Like Deepin had a few shady things in it. Nothing too groundbreaking. And for sure, I'm sure there have been a lot of other ones. But just stick with your main distributions. You'll be just fine. Oh, Unity 8's going to Debian soon. Does Unity 8 even work yet? Last I knew, Unity 8 didn't even work. Fair usage, but it bothers me. Yeah. Got tired of all the Nazi spamming on Cap to use it. Oh, I just play with them. I poke the wasp's nest. It's fun. So let me see if I can find that. Comment thread. It was very comical with them. Let's see. It was a while back, so I may not be able to find it. Let me try over here. Okay, and can I search for... That's sad. Let's see if there's a way that I can find. Let's see. No. No. Stop. I'm trying to think how long ago was that? It was like 2 or 3 weeks ago, right? Shouldn't be too far down this list. Oh, I think I found it. All right. Yeah, this is good. All right, this is good. So the problem is my videos from YouTube are not properly syncing to BitChute. They should just be syncing. Might take a day or so, but so I tried emailing them and they don't respond either. So, BitChute's not any more viable than Library. I just don't see porn all over it. So I don't mind staying there. And so I tried to email them. I tried getting them on Twitter. Then finally, I'm like, let's try Gab. Alternative platform. Hey, at BitChute, my videos from YouTube are not posting to BitChute as they used to. This has been going on for about 6 weeks. I've tried to reach out several times already. Any thoughts on this? Tuffy, why do you use YouTube anyway? Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Amazon, Microsoft, Google were all set up by the crap CIA in order to overthrow the U.S. when Hillary took office. Quit using all of them. Okay. This is tagged to BitChute because my BitChute account's not working as expected. My YouTube account is working as expected. Why? YouTube, 40,000 subs, thousands of hits per video. BitChute, under 1,000 subs, only a few dozen hits per video. I have videos on all 3 platforms, but I use YouTube because that's where people are at. I would love for people to find my videos on BitChute as well, but for that to happen, I do need those videos to port over like they should be. That's why I created the account. They're supposed to be posting my videos I have on YouTube automatically. So at BitChute, any idea why things are not posting? I've been manually creating them. Let's see. I've been manually posting videos, but I'd rather they post automatically. I have checked my channel settings. Everything is correct. They were posting until December 20th or so. All right. Censorship. A half-truth is equal to whole truth. Just standing by equal to sleeping. Wake up, help draw attention to Linux Mobile, PureTube, or something worthwhile. If you insist you must be on YouTube, at least post there later, like a day after. Be a beacon instead of a go with the flow. Though not sure if you'll read this anyway. You appear to be here in name only. Replying to Thomas England. No, I will post to YouTube first because that's where people are at. I'd be happy to tell people to come to BitChute, but YouTube is where people are at. And when I tell them, FYI, this post says ask BitChute why it is not working and why in the world I would leave YouTube when it works correctly. See, I like posting this wasp nest. It's kind of fun. Charlie Brown, a viewer of this channel, awesome. He actually says, good luck with that. BitChute actually is answering people. That would mean they have to admit the site has issues. STL public source channel on BitChute is ripping off my content. So he provides me this link to my own video. Look at this. Look at that. My own video posted on somebody else's channel over there on BitChute. I left a comment. You can find more of my videos on my channel at BitChute, switchedtolinux.com. It's so fun. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So thank you for that one, Charlie Brown. Yeah, that would be my video, completely stolen. I checked into the flag and copyright theft is not an option report. I was thinking of flagging it, but since they left up all my merch links intact, I figured I may as well just comment to tell people where I might find my stuff. At BitChute, this is a problem. Seems to be a common issue with American tech firms at large. Real lack of customer support. Actually, though, BitChute's not American. BitChute, I believe, is German. I think they're in Germany, aren't they? So yeah, BitChute's got some issues too. That's for sure. That's fun. So you know. Never wanted to watch porn on Gab. Once a deplatformer, always a deplatformer, yeah. Might have to file taxes anyway starting this summer. I might get a job this summer. There you go, yep. The myths about library, why is he leaving? You will have to watch the replay. Basic summary, library is a dumpster fire that wants to send smut to people's inboxes, and I'm sick of it. Oh, Unity 8's maintained by Ubiport's team. Have they fixed it that it actually works? I think my favorite social media you actually have is Reddit. I'm actually on Reddit. R switch to Linux. Yeah, I should actually be looking at Minds. I do have a Minds account. How on Gab thread you are super reasonable while everyone else isn't. I know, isn't it funny? It's like, let's see, YouTube's working perfectly fine for me. Stop using YouTube. Use BitChute first. Why? It's not working. Oh no, that's fun. That's the fun stuff to respond to. It makes them mad. Like, nothing makes a troll more angry than reason and logic. Okay, they did the same to Stexhammer. What did they do to Stexhammer? I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. I have other things I need to get done today. So thanks for listening to this crazy random rant of insanity. And oh boy, I'll get one of these up. I'll probably post the library video. Will probably go up on Monday. Is my guess. Maybe earlier, but I'm shooting for Monday. Is when I'm gonna get this one out. But anyway, we will go ahead and let's see. Is there a cat in here? Oh, there is a cat in here. We can't go without feeding the kitty. We got to feed a kitty, don't we? Don't go yet. We got to feed a kitty cat. Come on, buddy. Feed the kitty. Come on, buddy. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Come on. Yeah. Come on up, buddy. Oh, come on. Jump. Jump, fat cat, jump. Jump, fat cat, jump. Jump. Come on. Come on. You gotta jump. There you go. All right, now we got a kitty. We got a kitty for the kitty cam. You showed up for work today, so you get your full paycheck today. All 3 of them, huh? Go on, stick your paw in there. Get it some paw action going. Get it some paw action. Get it some paw action going. All right, he doesn't want paw action today. He's just like, nah. Now I'm protesting from yesterday. You shorted me one. Well, you were late to work yesterday. I had to dock your pay. Little kitty cat. Hey, you had to get your pay, Doc. You were late for work. You were late for work. You were. All right. Well, guys, we will catch you later. Let's see. One of the videos been reposted. Waste of energy replying to that. Oh, no, it's kind of fun. All right. Which Gab had more art accounts? Yeah, okay. Can't argue with someone so obstinate that their entire purpose is on a peripheral viewpoint. Yeah. Oh, no, I'm not bothering to change their minds. Maybe I'm just trying to show people that there are indeed some reasonable and rational people over there. They might be few and far between. Anyway, guys, thanks for hanging out. We will catch you. Our next live show should be Wednesday, so we will catch you guys later.